Through, you've picked out some gems. I'm seeing like crazy stuff here. Hey, what up guys, and welcome to another episode of Creased. We're doing another collection video. I'm here with Lawso from Sneaker News AUS, and he's already flexing on me. He's got the Travises. We're gonna have to do some B-roll and everything, but man, look, pretty cliche within the world of sneaker YouTube and the sneaker everything, but let's take it back, all the way back to when you were a child. What brought you to the point where sneakers started entering your life?
You know, growing up, both of us are 80s babies, man.
Yeah.
Basketball was a huge thing. And growing up, we either played football or we played basketball. That was the two sports in Australia. You know, so you grew up around shoes, basketball shoes. Growing up from a relatively poor sort of family, I didn't get your Pumas or your Adidas and that. I had your British Knights and those sort of things.
Lynx.
If I was like Lynx, man, yeah. So yeah, that's the sort of thing that I was brought up with. But developing an appreciation for shoes at a young age. Growing up with, you know, the great man himself, Michael Jordan, as your idol, as well as like your Penny Hardaways and that sort of stuff, man, and seeing what they have on feet.
Yeah.
Going into your older years when you start, you know, getting a casual job, a little part-time job, getting disposable income, buying your Pumas and your Adidas and stuff like that, then maybe hitting your first Jordan 1. That's where the snowball effect starts, man, and it just doesn't stop.
That's exactly the same for me. Like, I grew up, you know, not having that much, you know, always loving the family, but maybe couldn't get those things like other people. Was there any pair that, like, say at school or whatever, you're seeing other kids wearing something and like that just kind of caught your eye?
Kamikazes, man.
Yeah.
Kamikazes
Such
from
a
the
wild
get-go.
design. Yeah.
They were the standout shoe of the 90s, in my opinion. The design on them, they're black and white, just pops, and you can't not notice them.
Yeah, I do.
If someone walks past with a pair of Kamikazes on, if you know your shoes, you know what Kamikazes are, you nod your head straight away. Righto, so first one off is a Grail of yours, the infrared Air Max. This is the 2013 OG one. This shoe's been beat to death, but still stands for the test of time. I can chuck these on right now. Go to the gym, go for a run. Amazing quality. They don't make them like this anymore. The Orange Bear Grateful Deads. These were brought from Cool Kicks over in the States. Just a must-have. I've got the greens and the yellows up there. These were a must-have, paid the high for them, but I don't care. They were coming home with me one way or another.
So have you always been Victorian-based?
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I grew up 3.5 hours away from here in a little town called Horsham. Yeah. Not so little anymore. It's grown, but nothing there. Yeah. There's sport shops that sell your gym shoes and school shoes and that's it. So to get anything of any hype behind it, you'd have to go to Melbourne or Ballarat.
It's crazy because, you know, coming out here, when I was initially looking at it geographically, I'm like, oh, this is going to be very similar to like Newcastle, but Geelong's probably more similar to Newcastle.
Yeah, well, Geelong's only 40 minutes down the road,
okay.
So yeah, it's, you know, I'm in there every second day, at Foot Locker and whatnot.
At what point you said when you got your first job, you start getting the disposable income? So at that point, you're travelling down to Melbourne for these things? Or how did you learn about where to cop?
There was no online stuff back then, man. Like, it was... you brought a second-hand pair off a mate, stuff like that. Like the community, like especially where I was from, you'd have a kid that had family in Melbourne that would, you know, have an auntie that would buy him shoes or a cousin that would give him shoes, and then they'd be too small for him or he didn't like them, and then you'd sling him $50 for those shoes, and you've got this new pair of Jordans. To you, they're new, they're old as hell, but they're new to you. That's sort of where that started. Until you jump on a train and go to Melbourne and whatnot and buy them yourself.
I'm the same way, trying to find places to just fit everything, bro. Like, it just gets to a point. Like, you've got a whole house. Mine's basically like a studio apartment type thing. So. Well, actually, no, I've got a room. The kids and the wife have the rest of the house. What's that box? I don't even recognise that. Is that an SP box?
No. Yeezy foam posits.
Ah, nuts. So those first trips to Melbourne, like, I'd imagine that's Foot Locker, yeah?
Dude, it was eye-opener.
Yeah.
Eye-opener to come, you know, from a sports store up in Horsham.
Yeah.
And just see black Pumas, black Nikes, just your generic. I think they may have had Air Force Ones on the shelf then, but to see Jordan sitting back in the day, to go there and see lineups, people camping out.
Yeah.
Right, those days are gone. Like, I remember my first camp out at Foot Locker, and it was amazing.
What was that for? Do you remember?
I think my first camp out, I think it was for a pair of fives.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was. I think it might have been the black metallics.
Yeah, okay.
I could be wrong. It was a bloody long time ago, but yeah, I can't remember what it actually was. But just, yeah, the people you meet in those lines and stuff.
So I've always heard that, but me personally, I've never camped out.
Yeah.
So like
when I say a camp out, it was 6 a.m. I wasn't standing out.
Oh, okay. So I've talked to a lot of people, like older heads and everything. They're like, yeah, we were there the night before and all this type of stuff. And I'm like, look, I get super bored at the best of time. I don't know if I could do that. Nowadays we've got Netflix, KO and all that.
Yeah.
I can sit there and watch sport till
that's it.
my heart's content.
OGs, 2015, white cement floors. If my house was to burn down, this would be one of the ones coming with me. This would be under the arm. Now I've got off-whites and stuff in there. This will be coming with me no matter what.
Yeah, there's no sentimental value with off-white.
Nah, not at all.
There is OG colourways. That's another one that would have to go surely.
This would be another one that comes in the hands. They call this the Atmos dunk, but it's not an Atmos. It's just the I think they call it the
Safari.
No, the Great Elephant dunk or something like that. Can't remember the actual.
That's just Nike
name.
Cashing in on a collab. And
yeah, that's exactly right.
Anyway, so
yeah, that's exactly right. But they've done this so well, and the one thing I love about this, I didn't get the other one down, but not all the elephant print's different on every shoe.
Yeah, okay.
So, you know, that's amazing. And I picked that up for an absolute steal on a auction website on Facebook.
What were the first kind of silhouettes you gravitated towards? I'm seeing a lot of Jordans here. Was that always the case?
Nah, man. Nah. So the first ones I sort of went for were like your Adidas and Puma.
Yeah.
They were on your cheaper end of the scale.
Like Clydes, Superstars.
Yeah, Superstars, stuff like that. Pumps.
Yeah.
You know, they're just easier to obtain.
Yeah.
Jordans, like, they sat on shelves and stuff back then, but they were still a hot commodity.
Yeah, yeah.
They were still pretty hard to get. So yeah, I was sort of gravitated towards those.
And at that point, being in a country town, like, just seeing anything was pretty dope. Like,
dude, you saw nothing but Globes.
Yeah.
Globes and Etnies.
DC.
That's all you saw. DCs.
Chet Thomas 4s probably.
Yeah,
I know the Steves.
That's all you saw, man.
When I originally like lived in Sydney, and when I moved from Sydney to Newcastle, they looked at me like I was an alien, like hat backwards, tracksuit. Like, I don't even think I had Nikes back then, because again, you know, didn't grow up with much, but it was such a different world. And then like one of the Polynesian kids had like Air Force Ones. I'm like, yo, it's coming full circle. They're finally catching up. It was like 2 years behind. Did you find a similar type thing with the trends?
Dude, I'm still finding they're still catching up there.
Okay. So they're probably
I go back home and they're still all wearing Globes and DCs and man. So I've got a mate back there that's he collected shoes and stuff, but it was like your Etnies and stuff, and he was big into hats.
Yeah.
And now every day he's messaging me like, I just got this in today, like this. What did he get? The low. Jordan 1 lows, the black and the yellow with the black swoosh. They look sort of like the Kobe Bruce Lee's.
Yeah, okay.
Just your standalone Jordan 1s. He's like, I got these.
And he was stoked.
He was stoked. I got them 2 years ago, man. They're trash leather, but you know, awesome. Good on you. You're getting, you're picking up steam.
And catch up.
Yeah, you're getting what you like, and that's the most important thing, is get what you like.
I think that's true too, because like when I see a lot of that's why I wanted to do these collection videos. When I see people's collections or people's like stores or just general thing, it's always just what's come out.
Yep.
And people generally have the exact same stuff, the hype, whatever. People, like, if you go into their collection, there's, for the most part, there's nothing beyond, say, like 2017,
Yep.
which is nuts.
Yep.
And there's no like knock on that, because obviously everyone starts when they start. But for me, like, you know, I'm wearing the glow greens.
Them down there, man. They're great silhouette, great colourway.
That was a grail for me. Like, I knew about this colourway before I even knew they were real.
Yep.
Like, because back in the day, trying to cop sneakers online and everything, most of it, you weren't even sure if it was going to be real or not. Because even like reputable sneaker blogs now, like Kicks on Fire, used to sell fakes.
Yeah, 100%. You'd open the box and there'd be Jordan doing a layup.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's crazy. You can tell you wear your shoes. See, I'm not a big 13 guy, but the quality of materials on these are nuts.
Yeah, and then I got a good appreciation for them, and I went into a store in Melbourne called Lido on our last sneaker meetup.
Yeah.
And they had the bloke who designed the pattern and stuff on it, had his signature on it, and it was going for $5,000.
Wow.
The exact same shoe with a little bit of scribble, and I've just got a greater appreciation for them from then on.
Didn't want to take the plastic off?
Nah, I never do. They'll come off eventually.
So, alright, so you were going to Melbourne. At what point did you transition? Because you would have had to, going online, finding sneakers.
I'd say sort of the mid-2000s. I stopped collecting for a long time.
Yeah.
Had kids, whatnot. Had life got in the way.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was sort of like the mid-2000s was when you'd pick up a few little bits and pieces online.
Were you like... So when you gave it away, you'd still have like a pair, but maybe just not grabbing everything, or just...
Nah, dude, I wouldn't get anything.
You went back to
I would be like, no, I didn't go back to... No. But like, I'd wear the death out of a pair of shoes.
Yeah, okay.
And then I'd go buy a new pair of shoes.
Yeah.
I'd just have that one. You know, I'd still have the few... I think I dwindled it down to 8 in my collection.
So there was a point where like... You know, I'd always had multiple pairs, but there were points where I wasn't looking too hard.
Yeah.
And then for me, I felt like, again, like you said, life gets in the way and everything. I don't want to say the Black Cement 3 when it dropped in 2017.
Yep.
That's when I was like, went hammer and tongs and went back into it like properly. I was keeping it pristine. I was grabbing other stuff. I was learning about raffles and all this type of thing.
And that Black Cement 3, I just sourced a pair for a mate, got them delivered here and shipped them to him.
Yeah.
And I forgot what they felt like in hand. They were amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Compared to, say, some of the 3s that are dropping now, I feel like the Dark Iris 3 is not bad, but I have seen some imperfections.
I feel the benchmark now should be the Desert Elephants. The way they've made the Desert Elephants, going back to the closer to that 80s look, silhouette design, and the materials on them, if they roll back any further, they're going to lose customers from the 3s.
I'm just not sold on the colourway. Like, it's so close to a Black Cement 3, but it's not a Black Cement.
They should have made the cement more prominent. The elephant print more prominent.
I think they should have just differentiated a little bit more. Like, bring in something that's different. Because I play a lot of 2K and you can design your own sneakers. I go so far away from a traditional blocking of a Jordan 3. I'd love to see that. Yeah. But you just don't see that often. That's where, like, the Armanier 3's crazy.
Yeah. The Doernbechers 10. Young fellow by the name of Daniel. This one was designed by. He had a rare blood condition. Hence why it looks like it's got blood veins all over the shoe. And he loved camo. So it's got the black camo all over the shoe. The kid also loved BMX riding. I'm not sure whether you can see inside, but there's a tyre on the inside and on the pull tab. It's also the first Doernbecher to have the designer's initials put on the shoe. 10s don't get a lot of love. As resale value goes, this is only probably $600, $500-600. So it's not your high end. But to have something like this in my collection, that's a store sample as well. So all store samples have that printed on the inside label as well as the box label. Pretty special. Doesn't need any introduction. As patent leather goes on Jordans, I hate it. Absolutely hate it. It should stay on one silhouette and that is all. And we know what that is. 12.
I was about to say
11. Wow. Keep that in. Put it on a 12. Fuck it. But these had to come. You know, being a size 10.5, 11, I got the 12 in women's. Just a beautiful shoe, all-round shoe. Got the colourway right.
They're a perfect shoe.
Dirty bottoms.
wear your shoes.
That's exactly right, wear your shoes.
But you're heavily involved in like sneaker groups. That's where I've prominently seen you. You've also part of the new podcast based with the other guys from Sneakerheads Australia. At what point did you start intermingling with these groups and like finding common, you know, people that are like you?
You just stumble across the groups, man. That's all it is. You stumble across it, you hit submit, answer a few questions, hope you get let in, and then you see people putting up their pictures of what they've picked up and, you know, what they're wearing on feet, and it's like you chat with them and you get, you know, sort of more one-on-one with that person or with a couple of people. It's like us here in Victoria, we've got a sneaker meetup like you guys did in Sydney. But we're having our 3.0 next month.
Yeah, okay.
On the 10th. So
I thought initially that was like this month, and I'm like, oh, dude, on the 10th, you know, I'll be down there. But yeah, we I find that Sneakerheads Australia group is probably one of the least toxic groups because there are so many of them that are just, you know, reselling mids and lows and just like, you know, horrible. And I remember there was a couple of groups when I was first coming back into it, maybe a couple of years into it, like I've definitely got things, but I'd see something they're reselling and I'm just like, oh, when did this drop? And they'd just be like, oh, if you know, you know. And it's just like, dude,
heads
like,
up, yeah.
You know, and at that same time, that's where I started antagonising and went to my local and they were just sitting. And I was just like, oh, if you know, you know. And, but for me, I find there's initially Kicks and Beats, which is a smaller one, and, you know, a little bit more hip-hop orientated as well. They share music and clips and everything like that. But the Sneakerheads Australia group, everyone's so kind, friendly, retail assist, everything like that. And it's more of a community.
Yeah.
So you guys linked up, you've done a podcast with them, but you also have started your own podcast now. Tell us about that.
No, I do my own podcast. So myself and a mate of mine, we started up a Nice Try podcast.
Yep.
Pretty much speaking about sneaker culture, music, pop culture, all that sort of stuff. So sort of everything that revolves around the world of sneakers, you know, on the outer side of it, all rolled into one podcast. Obviously, we're up to episode 5, which I'm going to start recording today.
As soon as I get out of here.
Yeah, going to record that today, and it's all been about sneakers, so it's hard not to talk about it, man. Like, there's new ones getting released every single day. There's something new getting dropped that the news has come in, so, you know, I'm just, you know, happy to bring the news to
people. Feel like the best part about something like, say, with what I'm doing, you're doing, and the guys we know, is it's not about reselling. It's not about just trying to make money. It is like stories. It is for the love of sneakers. There's a genuine appreciation, like
100%.
that goes back to the 90s, like for us with basketball and everything. And that's something like predominantly, I just wanted to do these collection videos and like, you know, hear the stories from sneakerheads and everything. But, you know, obviously pandemic gets in the way. You had to like restructure and,
life gets in the way in general, man.
Yeah, 100%. But
the 30th anniversary, white laser 4s. If you know anything about these laser 4s, very, very rare pairs have a picture of Michael Jordan on them. Very rare pairs. I have his face there. And I have his face there on the other pair. So that is an exceptionally rare pair of laser 4s. There's only going to be one 30th anniversary, so I'm glad I got them.
I actually really like the Black History Month 2s. The one I wanted for a
Hell
while.
yeah.
And is there an Air Max 1 as well?
I'm pretty sure there is. There was a bloke selling a pair of
these are crazy.
Black History Month 2s not long ago. I hit him up and he goes, dude, I just sold them.
Although I've got 11s. How crazy is it what Black Cat 4s are doing at the moment?
No, right?
They sat for months.
They're fucking basic too.
It's a bloody school shoe.
Oh, I hate Black Cat 4s.
Reinvented the wheel. He didn't just go through the greatest hits on themes.
Well, I hate how they call them the same. Right? Because these are fire red foils. Right? They're black metallic foils.
Yeah.
That's what they're designed after. So they should have kept with the same namesake, same premise. obviously it's a sale colour, but it's designed after the fire red, and it's designed after the black metallic.
For me, this just looks like you've been out on a big night and you pissed on your shoes way too many times.
Yep. Hence what the alien on the tongue. But the whole bottom sole glows in the dark. The eyelets up here glow in the dark.
It's an underrated silhouette, bro.
Fucking hate this.
They need to bring it back.
10.5 either. These are the sail.
Yeah.
And just that red lace pops.
Have you worn the Travis?
Yeah. Shitloads. I wear all my shoes. The Letterman ones.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
So you know the story behind those?
I do not.
So, the very first interview that Jordan had on the David Letterman show.
Yeah, I remember.
He was wearing the red tracksuit.
Yeah.
Right, with the blue emblems on it.
Yeah.
That's what.
Is that the one where they're talking about the band shoe?
And he throws it over his shoulder.
And he goes, I think they're kind of ugly. He goes, they are kind of ugly.
Yeah, he goes, did you design them? He goes, I designed the colour. But yeah, and then he threw them over his shoulder. Well, that's the jumpsuit that he was wearing.
Yeah, right.
The Letterman show. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, these are one that I've wanted for a while. I'm a Bulldogs fan, blue and white.
How you got game? Feel the leather on them, man.
Crazy quality.
Crazy
butter.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I've tried lowballing a guy on eBay multiple times. He still won't budge.
I brought these off a bloke from Sydney. Who I brought a fair few pairs off, and I think I paid $190 plus shipping. They're obviously not dead stock. He wore them, but you can't tell.
No.
To round out what I want to show you, Dunk High, Ferris Bueller Day Off, 2008. I've had this pair since 2008. When I covered my collection, this was one of the only ones that I kept. This goes up upwards of $3,000 in the resale market now, only because a Kardashian put them on feet.
Oh, God. Those damn lizards.
Those damn lizards. But yeah, I've worn. These were nightclub shoes. These were my DJ shoes. These were everything, and they have held up to the test of time.
Look.
And that's just another testament to wear your kicks.
Yeah.
They'll last.
Especially with a Dunk or Jordan 1 sole.
100%.
You look at people, they can still wear ones from the 80s.
Yep, 100%. But I could sit here for hours rattling off, every shoe. I got Bapesters over there from the early 2000s. Reebok Pumps 2012 Halloween editions. Charles Barkley All-Star Weekend 2012 sitting over there. I could just rattle through everything, but we would be here for weeks. Yeah, 2014.
When they meant to release back in, when they did the Year of the Fall, they released the breads and everything. But when they were meant to release,
I think you were supposed to get 2 OG colourways.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame they haven't brought those back out.
I mean, we got the Fire Red 4s too.
Yeah, like I've got the 2011 pair over there.
Yeah.
And they're fucked. I don't know where the other one is somewhere, but not many people have seen these in hand anyway.
Not in hand. Usually they're covered in plastic at a resale store. Oh, that's how you know he wears his kicks. Alright, so this is the part of the segment where we call bargain hunters. So you got any crazy stories where you just got an absolute bargain?
Bro, Off-White 4s, women's release. A reseller I brought these off. I had purchased multiple pairs off.
He had a good day.
He's had a lot of good days with me. And then his bot hit on, it was 4 or 5 pairs of these. And he said to me, do you want a pair? I've gone, dude, I'm not paying the resale value on them just at the moment. He goes, I'll give it to you for retail.
That's crazy.
And look at the bottom of them.
Yeah, there've been more.
I wouldn't lick it. So yeah, like I've worn these to the club and everything, man. Like they're stained all hell, but the more you wear them, the better they look.
Yeah. I feel like anything with that sail, like colourway, it generally does look better as you beat them up.
100%. But that would be probably me best pickup I got off him. Or, it wasn't necessarily a a gem that I found for $50 or something like that.
Yeah,
but to get that
for retail,
how many off a reseller?
Yeah, dude. Like, usually they're trying to rinse you for every penny, aren't they?
That's it. And if you're watching this, Edward, thanks, brother. I appreciate you still.
I will also take Off-White at retail if you need to. All right. So, is there anything? You've obviously got like crazy collection. We're going Travis. We got Off-White. We got Grateful Dead's. I'm seeing Gatorades, Jordan 2s. There doesn't seem to be anything that you just like. Obviously it's mostly Jordans, but it's most people will have 1s or 3 or 4s or that. You know, you've got a bit of everything. What are you looking forward to that's coming out? So
I've already got the Fire Red 3s.
Yeah.
I've picked them up early. They're already being shipped.
Yeah.
And I've already got the Taxi 1s. They're being shipped. Okay. So
they dropped this weekend at Culture Kings, I want to say.
I don't reckon they will.
You don't reckon?
I don't reckon they will. Look, at the time that this video comes out, that may be wrong.
If you haven't seen it already, first sneaker raffle win was at Culture Kings in Melbourne on that Saturday. Sorry, Lawso, I had to do it. Yeah.
But they're already being pushed back in the States.
Yeah,
they're being pushed back here, I'm pretty sure. I'm just waiting to see whether like CK and End and all that sort of stuff pushing back as well.
Because I was going to go into Melbourne Culture Kings for the in-store raffle and see how we go.
Yeah.
I'm not huge on them. I don't need them, but I just have never done the CK raffle, so I thought...
I've done many a CK raffle and I still haven't hit one.
No. I like the fact they make you wear them out though.
Yeah. Well, I picked them up for... What did I pay for one? 320 shipped.
Yeah, okay.
So it was like 208 US.
I just hope there's no glue stains on yours because the quality lately has been terrible.
Tell me about it, man. Tell me about it.
So, what else are you looking forward to?
The Grimace 4s.
Grimace 4s?
Purple Canyon.
Okay, yeah.
I call them the Grimace 4s.
I was about to say that through me. I haven't heard that
name. They sing to me as if a Green Glow 4 and Grimace got together and had a good night on the piss.
To me, it kind of looks like a really, really good strain of weed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't even smoke.
Yeah,
that's what
Purple Haze.
Yeah, dude. Like, it feels like it should have come out in the 420 pack.
Yeah.
You're a fan of them?
Or I wasn't at the start. They are starting to grow on me, and knowing that they've pushed them back to December in the US because they're going to release a bigger size run up to a 15 women's. Makes me want them a little bit more because they might be a little bit easier obtainable.
Yeah.
Obviously, if it's only a size 12 in women's, you ain't going to get your size.
I honestly can't see them doing much. I think they should be very easy to get. Because they're a women's size, they're a little bit out there. Unless a Kardashian wears them or something, or Travis Scott, which is basically a Kardashian at this point.
They remind me of the Friends and Family Travis Scott as well. So
yeah,
they give me those sort of vibes.
Yeah, okay. And obviously the 2s, we're keen on the re-release of the 2s. Not many sneakerheads I talk to are into 2s. I love 2s.
Love me 2s. They're the most underrated shoe ever. They're one of the most comfortable, and probably I played in a 2.
Yeah.
I bought 2.
Oh, that's crazy.
The support on your ankle is amazing.
Well, I'm looking at, was it the Chateau?
Maison Chateau Rouge.
Yeah, I'm looking at them, and it was the first time I've seen them in hand. I'm going to have to get these now. They're still sitting on sneakers in my size. You're saying you go a bit
For me,
bigger.
I go down nearly a full size. Nearly a full size. Half to a full size. The Union 2s.
I heard the Union 2s were big.
I got them in an 11.
Yeah, okay.
And they're too big.
Yeah, right.
Too big.
I might stick with a 10 though, than a 10.5, and we'll just see.
Yeah.
Play it by ear. I'll just wear thinner socks if I have to. But yeah, these are crazy. We've obviously got the re-release of the OG colorways coming.
Yes.
We've got everyone's going to be after these, but the reimagined Chicago.
I don't like them.
You don't like them?
I don't like them.
Did you want more so just the Chicago one?
I love the 2015 better.
Yeah, okay.
It's more of don't age my shoe. Let me age my shoe.
I get where they're coming from, and I feel like this is almost trying to make up for the fact with the trophy rooms.
Yeah, possibly.
But I feel like the idea is rushed.
Yeah.
But you don't know until you see them in hand.
Yeah.
Now, when you get like the Visionaire one, how it's got the salmon sole and the waxy type laces, I actually like that. And that kind of looks like an age sort of thing. But that's a completely new colourway.
Yeah. So I just picked them up. They're in there. I picked them up the other day.
Sitting. Crazy.
Yeah. Wasn't a fan. Didn't like that cracklewood paint colourway. I liked the structure of the shoe itself, but the cracklewood paint just doesn't sell me.
Yeah, okay. Alright, man, you've shown some crazy shoes. I've got a lot of envy. You're saying you're close to my size, so I'm like, I'm just glad I'm a nicer person these days. But thanks for having us, man.
Pleasure.
Showing us around. Anything you want to plug, promote, let people know?
Yeah, so you can find me on Sneaker News AUS on Instagram.
Yep.
Hit us up on YouTube at Nice Try Podcast. You know, we're always looking for new guests and stuff, so we'll be hitting you up.
Yeah,
sit down and
definitely.
chat with me. Also, look up Soul Kitchen on YouTube.
Yeah.
New podcast. We started some really old sneakerheads. And we sit down and have a good chat too. So we film every Friday. So tonight we're filming a new one as well. Big day podcasting for me.
I actually love the Soul Kitchen one. I've met a few of the boys that have been involved. Obviously met you now. Again, from that Sneakerheads Australia group, which is one of the best ones I find. People giving out retail assist, helping with information, everything like that. Very supportive community. And that's what, you know, I always found with the hip hop community. So this is like essentially a subculture of hip hop.
It's a lead off. It's a lead off.
So it's just great to see. But yeah, man, thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming. But he's done well because it's an earworm and it sticks in your head all day.
That was
and you hum it.
That was my point.
Yeah.
So I wanted to have continuation. So like it's branding essentially.
Yeah.
When I first did collection videos, I'd have multiple different beats and it changed as it went on. And I feel like I probably need to add a couple more in there.
Yeah, but you hear that song in your head and you go, I'm going to go watch a video.
Yeah, okay.
No.
All right. I'll take it. We'll put this little bit here in the vlog. But I forgot what I was going to say. These are the outtakes we like.
That's all good, man. All good.